Hi guys, this is Skylar back with a video, and I know it has been a while, but I usually take a break around this time of year, and I hope to be doing a few of them in the next few weeks. The first one I'm going to be doing is one that I was wanting to do for a while. It is something I'm kind of excited to see. A lot of videos have been out about the different tumblers competing with the Yetis all the way down to the Walmart versions. So what I want to do is try and see if I can get a solid comparison and tell you every possible difference I can find, everything from weight all the way up to performance to how it distributes heat, everything. So stick around guys. This one I'm hoping is going to be a little bit different than the ones you've already seen. Okay, first part of the test is I'm going to weigh each one of them. I'm going to weigh them with the tops on them, and those tops will remain. Those are the tops that come with them, so if there is a difference in the weight of the tops, it's the difference that you would get as well. So anyway, let's try this out. Let's get it going. I got my scale down here. Let's do the Yeti first. Yeti comes up at, and I know you can't really see it there, can you? Well, you can see it a little bit. It's exactly 1 pound. Okay, the RTIC is the 14.7. It weighs in at 14.7 ounces. This one is the Twin Peaks, it's an up-and-coming company, which they do have some advantages to theirs, but I'll mention that in a little bit, but I'll show you that and you'll see. They're 14.9. And then here's the Walmart one. 1 pound, 0.6 ounces. Let me make sure there isn't any significant, no water in it, it's completely dry. So it is slightly heavier than the Yeti. But those are the weight differences. Let's move on to the next test. Okay, what I'm going to do now to make this fair, instead of filling each one of them up and then weigh how much they weigh with ice in there, I'm going to weigh the ice and then dump it in. To get about the right measurement, I'm going to use another one to make sure I'm about right. And then I'm going to try and get them as close as I can. And I'm not going to have you sit here and watch me do that, but I hope you guys understand I'm not going to sit here and crush ice to get the exact measurement. I'm going to get it as close as I can, I think within the tolerances of what you would consider fair. So let me do that. I'll be right back. Okay guys, well what I did is measuring with this one, I'd zero it out and then measure the amount of ice and put the exact amount in each one. So I'm going to tell you that they're within 1/100th of an ounce of the same amount of weight and ice inside. That's as fair as I can get. So I know I'm going to get some people saying, well, you're not using the right measurements. Well, I don't care about all that. This is something that most people can understand, pretty simple, and it's fair. So the weight of ice in each one is identical. So now what I'll be doing is I will be measuring the temperature inside and the temperature outside. I won't bother right now because I just put the ice in there. I will also be doing, and I'll put a link and everything on here, I will be doing a boiling water test, and I'll do that as a separate video. But I'm going to be testing the temperatures of the outsides here, the insides, and we're going to see how long they last. Hopefully you'll be able to see as I do this, and I think you will. So anyway, again, the ones I'm doing is the Yeti, the RTIC, Twin Peaks, and the Ozark Trail from Walmart. Alright guys, well, now all we have to do is wait. Okay guys, it's been about 3 hours, so now I'm wanting to give you some readings on some tests here. Again, it's the Yeti, the RTIC, Twin Peaks, and the Ozark Trail. So I'm going to give you an outside measurement of the temperature to see how the ice is coming, how it's cooling through the wall here. So let's do these. 68.7 on the Yeti, 67.8 on the Arctic, 67.4 on the Twin Peaks, and 67.1 on the Ozark Trail. I'm going to do a quick, without letting too much of the cold out, I guess, what I'm going to do to try and keep this as fair as possible, and I can't really, I'm sorry, I'm probably going to move out of camera. The drink holes that are here where the straws go or you can drink out of, I'm going to shoot the laser down through there and see if I can get an inside measurement, and let's see how I do. Yeah, it's not quite getting me down in there. So I'm going to take the lids off. .9 in the Yeti. .8 on the Arctic. .6 Twin Peaks. .1 on the Ozark Trail. All the others seem to be about right. I may have hit a bad spot. I was trying to get the wall. 21.5 on the Yeti, so I do want to make a correction on that to be a little bit more fair. I don't think I got a good spot on it. Another test I'm going to do while I'm here is an ice test. I'm going to see how much ice is in here. Now, tipping it up and just showing you the ice really isn't going to do much, so I am going to show you for those that do want to see it, but I have another idea on how to do. As you can see, the ice is definitely still in there, doing pretty good. That's the Yeti. Here's the Arctic, Twin Peaks, and the Ozark Trail. And again, this is the exact same amount of ice in each one to within 1/100th of an ounce. So I can't show you how much is melting. So what I was thinking, the only way to really show that is to tip it. And I don't. You're not going to be able to see, so you guys are going to take my word for this. But so far, Yeti and Arctic, not even a drop of water is coming down up against the lid. So they are all doing great. Now, one of the reasons for this part of it, I'm going to tell you, a couple things. I know you can get customized Yetis, of course. A lot of people know that. Arctic, you probably can. One of the things about the Twin Peaks, and I'll show a couple pictures here, some of them that I can remember. He did one for law enforcement, one for police. Then there was one for the Atlanta Braves. I'm here in Georgia, and he did a pretty cool one for that. For you Star Wars fans, he did some really cool ones of that. Also Tinkerbell. He did butterflies and did some other custom things. I'll throw up a few pictures, and well, I did throw up a couple of pictures there while I was talking, and you can kind of see his work. Now, what I will say is this is something that you cannot put into a dishwasher once he puts that onto the outside of it, but that really isn't that big of a deal. I would prefer etching, but you can't get those colors and that really cool look that he does, through the etching. The other thing, of course, Yeti. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, well, I found it for this, I found it for that. I'm just giving you some generalities. Normally, the Yeti sell for $40, but I know you can get them from anywhere from $30 to $40. The Arctic, they usually sell for about $30. I can tell you, I got this one for $20. So, that was a pretty good deal, but that's not actually common, I don't think. The Twin Peaks, he sells those. I believe he has reduced his price now, and I think he sells them for $25, but with designs on it and everything, I think it's $33. So, you can have it customized for $33, which, if you wanted one customized, that's not really that bad of a deal. I do want to also say that, comparing RTIC coolers and things like that, like I did my Yeti cooler, he has a 20-ounce cooler that he's selling for $109 that looks like it's going to hold up with the Yeti. I'm hoping to get my hands on one of them, and I'll test it out for you guys. I would like to compare it to my Yeti 75. He has a 75 quart version of it, whereas I paid $450 for my Yeti, but he sells them, I think it was for $219, but I'll put links down below for that. So his prices are very competitive, but we're talking about tumblers here. Walmart really can't compete with those very much, but the Walmart tumbler, the Walmart can't compete with those coolers, I should say, but the Walmart tumbler, these are around $9. If this test turns out the way I'm expecting it to, I'm hoping my wife will let me go down and buy several of these. This is going to be great. So, anyway, that being said, like I said, this has been about 3 hours. I'll be coming back to it. And don't forget, guys, I'll be doing a hot version of this test, and I'll be putting some information up for you to click on that if you want to see how it holds up. And I'm not going to do coffee, I'll just do boiling water. That's pretty much it, and I'll be back in a little while to see how it's doing. Okay, guys, well, since I checked on them last, it's been a little over 5 hours, so a total of about 8 hours. So this will say be a work day where we're at right now. So let's check and see where we are. I'm going to go through same thing as I did before. Outside temperatures, 70.3 on the Yeti, 70.3 on the RTIC, same on the Twin Peaks, and the Walmart one is 69.6. It's a little cooler. Okay, so I'll do just like I did before, and you guys will just have to trust me that I'm hitting this right. 31.1. Forgive the paint on my hands. I've been doing some painting today. 30.7. I mean 30.8. The meter wouldn't tell me anything for a second. And 27.8. For some reason it's colder inside there. I don't know if there's something environmental. I can imagine what it would be. They haven't moved and they've all been sitting right here. Okay, so now I'm going to give you a visual inspection. Here's the Yeti. Quite a bit of meltage. Put the lid back on good. Here's the RTIC. The Twin Peaks. And then the Walmart. Now, since they all had the exact same amount of ice, I'm thinking what I could do is, real quick, I could pour the water out and see how much it's actually lost. So, or how much has melted in each one, and then put it back. So I'm going to do that real quick. What we'll do is measure each one using the scale here. I know you can't really read it, so I'll be reading it for you. Let me get something to do that in. Okay, sorry about that, guys. My scale, the battery died in it, and I don't have one that fits it, so I switched to a different scale here. So anyway, I zeroed it out, and I'm going to pour the water from each one and figure out how much water it's lost. $31.4 And that's in grams. 31.5. $29.6. Of course, I'm not able to get it all out unless I sit and drain it, so I'd say that's about even. Like I said, it was very close on the amount of ice that was inside. $36.9. So a little bit more on that one, but it may have been maybe residual water that I'm leaving. I have no idea. I'm gonna let you guys make that decision. It's still close enough for me to say even as far as I'm concerned. Now this is the one that's colder for some reason. Oops, let me take that off. $42.6. And now that is a bit of a difference. That is after 8 hours. Still competitively holding with each other, so we're going to see. And I'll be back in a little while with, to check on them again. Okay guys, well at this point it's been about 12 hours, so I'm going to run through the same tests again. We're going to see how we do, and I've got my little scale here. Okay, first, outside is 70.1, 69.4, 68.5, and 68. So whatever caused this one to be different before, I have no idea what that is, but it's fine now. Okay, the ice on the inside, as you can see, still there, going good. It's the Yeti, the Arctic, it's the Twin Peaks, and then the Ozark. So just like I did before, what I will do is weigh the water that's inside to see how much has melted. I don't know why it's taking so long to zero out. Okay. Now, so let's do the Yeti first. $59.9 grams. I'm sorry, it moved. It's right around 60. I'll put this back. So I'm going to reset my in here. And this is the Arctic, 61.4. Now granted, I do have, you know, small amounts of water in here, so a little bit of a variance is going to be there. So it being a little unfair that the Yeti is being done first, but not, like I said, if it's really close, I'm calling it a tie. $78.6. $78.5. So far, after 12 hours, I'm still calling this pretty much a tie. So, what I think I'm going to do at this point is, it is about 8:30 at night. I could test it again later. This has been 12 hours, and I wouldn't think many of you would go beyond that. But just to get a measurement, tomorrow morning, if I'm not too lazy, I'll try and make sure I'm up around 8 o'clock, 8:30, make sure, and that'll be a 24-hour span, and we'll do a visual, we'll check everything out, we'll see how it's doing, and then I'll move on to another test after that. Anyway, see you in the morning, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. This will be the final shot here. Gonna run through real quick and move this out of the way. Temperature on the outside, 70.7, 70.7, 70.7, and 70.3. No idea why this one's a little bit different, but they are all coming in pretty close to each other. Okay, so we'll go with the Yeti first. I'm not going to go any farther, even though there is still ice in here. This will just give you a pretty good idea. It is actually, I did not get up as early as I wanted to. It has been right at 29 hours since I started the test. So this is 29 hours after that beginning that you saw. That is what is left in the Yeti. We'll do the RTIC. That was the Twin Peaks. And that is the Ozark Trail. Judging from just a quick glimpse, the Ozark Trail does have a slightly bit lower amount of ice in it. As far as the others are concerned, I know you can't really tell from the shape of the ice. Those look like they're more full, but this is just a different shape. These are almost exactly the same. The Arctic is a little bit lower, but as you saw through the test, I kept on seeing a difference even on the external temperature, which I have no idea why. But to be honest, for the price difference, I already have my decision made, and you can make your own decision. So I'll just go through the prices here. The Yeti generally goes for around $40. Oop, I had those mixed up. Usually goes for around $40. Sometimes you can find it a little less, I know. The RTIC usually goes for around 30. I actually bought mine for 20. The Twin Peaks goes for 25. But like I said, you can get some really cool designs from the company put onto it for just a few dollars, and that actually makes it worth it to me to be able to put some things on there that you know, I did put some pictures up for you, and I'll have links to everything too. And then lastly is the Ozark Trail from Walmart. Now for the, I think it was, I may be a little bit off, $8.97 I believe it was. To go from $8.97 to $40, and for it to hold for that long, to me, I'll go with the Walmart one all day long. So anyway, I hope you got something out of this, guys. I hope you've made your decision on what you would like to have if you were considering buying one of these. And that's pretty much it. Please like and subscribe. And as always, I'll be back with another video real soon.